won't learn! You don't won't learn!
What's going on, Tar Heel Nation? It is your favorite North Carolinian, Russ, the Tar Heel. And in this huddle, baby, we're going to take a look at the upcoming hardwood matchup between the number 10 North Carolina Tar Heels and the American Eagles out of the Patriot League on November 15, 2024 at 8 p.m. on the ACC Network. And as you can see, as was aforementioned, North Carolina drops one spot to number 10 in the AP poll following that close loss at Kansas. Obviously, Carolina's coming off of that heartbreaking loss at Allen Fieldhouse against the number 1 Jayhawks. And they actually had a few opportunities to come out on top in that one, man. But they came up just short on a missed 3-ball by Elliot Coffey to tie it as time expired, man. But the Heels fought. They fought back from a 20-point deficit in one of the most hostile places to play in all of college basketball. And I personally was extremely proud of the fight that this team put being down 20 at Allen Fieldhouse. And RJ is not right in the first couple of games. He will eventually get things figured out. So that bodes well for Carolina going down the stretch so they can be so competitive without RJ just lighting it up. Now, American is coming off of a 74-66 loss at Sienna yesterday. So you know they're going to be looking to rebound and get back in the win columns themselves. They're 1-2 on the season. And there are fewer big opportunities or few bigger opportunities than UNC in Chapel Hill to make a statement. But before we get into the UNC American breakdown, man, a few admin notes. No live reaction and watch party for the American game because you guys know that your boy is going to be on the road headed to Chapel Hill for the Carolina-Wake Forest football game that Saturday. But don't you get too comfortable without me. I will be back for the Hawaii game, and I will be putting out a reaction video to the American game because you know your boy is going to be watching it. Like I said, I'll be in Chapel Hill for the Wake Forest UNC football game. So if you're in the area, do me a favor, man. Stop by and introduce yourself. I really am looking forward to putting faces to names, man. So I'll be set up by the Morehead Planetarium located at 250 East Franklin Street. And I'll be hanging out over there with Preston from Greensboro and all of his buddies, man. So I'm really looking forward to it. You guys come and stop by, say happy birthday. It's your boy's 38th birthday. And I'll look forward to meeting everybody, man. So let's break this thing down. Let's get into it. American University runs about 13,000 undergraduate students and is located in Washington, D.C. And interesting that American University has 3 NCAA Tournament Elite 8 appearances, 1958, 1959, and 1960, and they last went to the NCAA tournament in 2014. Now we get to see former Tar Heel Jackie Manuel back in Chapel Hill, who is now an assistant coach for the American University Eagles. The Eagles are led by head coach Dwayne Simpkins, who is now 17-17 as a head coach, 2 games into his second game of his second year at the university. Now, the Eagles' leading scorer is the 6'9", 220-pound senior forward, Matt Rogers, who's averaging 13.3 points per game, 3.7 boards, 0.7 assists, and he's shooting 45.9% from the field and a staggering 62.5% from 3. American's leading rebounder is the 6'6", 215-pound senior guard, Lincoln Ball, who is averaging 5.3 rebounds per game, 1.3 points, and 1.3 assists, and he is only shooting 33.3% from the floor, and he's only averaging 17 and a half minutes to play. So looks like American might struggle rebounding the ball a little bit. And the American University Eagles' leading assist man is the 5'9", 165-pound senior guard, Elijah Stevens, who's averaging 9.5 points per game, 2 rebounds, 4.5 assists, and he's shooting 35.3% from the field and 50% from 3. Now, the North Carolina Tar Heels are led by head coach Hubert Davis, who is 79-32, good for a 712 win percentage in his 4th season in Chapel Hill. The Heels' leading scorer is the 6-foot, 180-pound All-American guard R.J. Davis, who is averaging 20 points per game, 4 boards, 5.5 assists to his name to this point. The issue right now is that he's only shooting 29.4% from the floor and 22.2% from 3, even though he's 88.9% from the stripe. So he's still knocking down those free throws, man. But my guy's under 30% from the field and 3. And this is one of the best shooters in the entire country, bar none, hands down, not a question. I'm wondering if he's still 100% from that hard fall that he took in the blue-white scrimmage game, man. You have to believe, though, that RJ's going to figure this thing out sooner than later. The Heels' leading rebounder is a 6'9", 220-pound senior forward, Jaylen Withers, who's averaging 9.5 rebounds along with his 10.5 points per game to this point. He's shooting 50% from the floor and 62.5% from 3 in his first 2 games. And the leading assist man is the 6'1", 180-pound sophomore point guard, Elliot Coffey, who's averaging 7.5 assists as well as 14.5 points per game to this point. EC's shooting 38.9% from the floor and 42.9% from 3. He's also shooting 85.7% from the stripe. So his numbers thus far are way up. That's super exciting for Elliot. Now, American University is averaging 61.7 points per game, and they're giving up 64.7 points per game. They're averaging 29 rebounds per game, and they are also averaging 12.3 assists per game. North Carolina, on the other hand, is averaging 89.5 points per game and giving up 84 points themselves. That number needs to come way down. They do average 41.5 rebounds per game and 17.5 assists. And what's interesting is that we all talked about Carolina's possible struggles with rebounding the basketball. Even though they were only +1 against Kansas, they have out-rebounded both of their opponents thus far this year. So now that we've looked at the individual statistics and the team statistics, let's get into Russ's 3 keys to victory. And key number 1, man, we have to get RJ going. Long-term, RJ Davis's ability to get out of his early season slump is going to be pivotal for this team against stiffer competition. He alone unlocks Carolina's ceiling, and when that dude is cooking, Carolina will be at a different level, and they need to get him seeing a few go through. Under 30% from the floor and from 3 is crazy for a shooter of his caliber. Perfect game to get him going, for him to get that confident stroke back. Got to get RJ going. Key number 2, take advantage of your size. You say, who? Carolina? Yep. American has 3 guys that are listed at 6'9". That's even smaller than us, man. So Carolina might be able to actually work through the post a little bit in this game. And I'd really like to see Lubin get some touches down there on the low post, on the block, and let him go to work, man. Like I said, I think Lubin might be our best back-to-the-basket guy. And he plays with a little swag down there, a little muscle, man, a little moxie. So let's see if we can work inside a little bit in this game, man, if we're not running and gunning. And key number 3 is need a complete performance, bro. Carolina couldn't put Elon away in game 1, and they were actually down with, 6.5 minutes to play, down by 2 second half. And then Carolina was pushed around against Kansas in the first half, only to mount a tremendous comeback in the second and falling just short. Let's put a complete game together. Let's get a complete product on the floor for this American game. It's a perfect opportunity to play well on both ends of the floor and get some confidence going before we head out to Hawaii. So now that we've looked at the stats and keys to the game, let's get into the prediction portion of the show. And we can see that the ESPN matchup indicator gives the Heels a 98% chance of beating American University in the Dean Dome. Now, this is a game that the Heels should absolutely dominate. There are no excuses. No excuse to have an Elon S type game coming off of that loss to Kansas. RJ needs to get that shooting touch back. Carolina should be able to dominate in the paint, and they need a 30-plus point win to feel good. I'm not saying like okay, to feel good about themselves moving forward against American University. So you let me know what you think about this game down in the comment section, Tar Heel Nation. And if we have any American Eagles in here, by all means, comment and tell me what your feelings are coming to the Dean Dome to play a top 10 North Carolina team. Do me a favor, before we get out of here, make sure that you like, share, and subscribe to the channel. We will be here all year. Game previews, game reactions, live reaction and watch parties, all kinds of stuff will be going on throughout the basketball season. What do you guys think about my new chair? Carolina everything, baby. Just came in today. I had to put it together real quick. So just another cool little piece that we got for the war room. But I'm looking forward to this game, man. Looking forward to seeing how Carolina rebounds after that Kansas loss. And like I said, super excited to be in Chapel Hill this Saturday for the Wake Forest Carolina game, man. So like, share, subscribe to the channel, and we'll catch you on the reaction show, baby. Go Heels.